this in a spot where he's not really able to find any value on that lurk.
Scream, going walkabouts here. He's got players on the other side. Oh, no. Zelsis, you don't get to try and be this brazen. Scream's, he's confident. He's holding this and he's not backing away. Yeah, they're up against pistols, but the sheriffs, he's going to push further forward. The smoke's going to keep them occluded on the other side. Jammies and Penny, we know what NA's like. They love to walk a smoke, and Scream loves to destroy North Americans, apparently. So at this point, Liquid, mad advantage here. I don't know how you get a frag, but let's look at how Liquid are posturing up, Hypoc. They are looking aggressive in the way they're leaning in these rounds.
Yeah, come through with a Prime Gaming flawless here in round 2. Didn't even break a sweat. And again, just on the contact of the wall, tries to pop in. It's actually a second player to stack up behind Screen this time around. And again, I love the swing here to come through to tap the orb, make him think that it's only Scream outside here just trying to bait a peek. At that point, the round's all but done. Soulcast cleans things up in mid. It gives them a really good opportunity here to get the economy rolling nice and early, play through a bonus round here with these Spectres.
This is where you want to see V1 really shake it off. Just, back to usual, business as usual. No problems. This is our map pick. Shake it off a little. But look at Team Liquid. They are so postured up for a fight. This is hyper-aggressive, and this isn't... I mean, Yampy, sure, he's an aggressive player, but this is kind of extending a little beyond that. Now, I like it with the Spectres. You're working with something that's not going to give you those range fights. Why not try and do something a little different? Don't mind it. Take the map control. Force V1 to try and clear it back through. Maybe use some of that utility. Not just yet. They're happy guns out for now, and Cryptic's going to try and keep this safe.
You're going to slow down the wall now and give a little bit of breathing space. At least if Yampy does want to fall back. Zelsis actually going to find him through onto Heaven, though.
Do they cancel?
Actually, I was going to say, the readjustment's coming through from Liquid, other than Link sit through on Heaven here. And meanwhile, V1 actually drifting towards A, yeah,
it looks like Liquid are expecting them to cancel potentially, or, go off the back of that pick that they got towards Heaven. But no, it's going to be Link seeing all of this now. He's going to probably catch Zelsis at the end, potentially. Yeah, he's going to push this one now. Zelsis caught with utility in hand, not ideal. Scream with the spam doesn't quite connect. We're down to a 4v4, but keep in mind this is a bonus round for Liquid. This should go V1's way. But Liquid are here in a decent amount of time. They could play this retake off. Let's see what damage can be done. You want this to be clean if you're a V1 fan.
Still got some utility to play with as well. Soccer's actually going to throw out. It's a 3-man push from V1 through screens, actually. The damage comes through, a 1-for-1 trade here, but that plays more into Liquid's favor. But Scream, unfortunately, elsewhere. Able to make too much progress, and now V1 can sit and ride this out. I mean, Scream ultimately here just wants to do damage, and actually, yeah, you're going to see them put the wall down to try and negate that. And want Scream be getting any more kills in this scenario. Unfortunately, he should just try and die out. I don't think he's got the opportunity to even try and save a weapon. One was stuck under the wall there, but 2 kills, a little bit of damage done. Version 1 will close that one out.
Yeah, this is... You love these starts. Zelsis gets that, and obviously he's on the receiving end of a little bit of an unfortunate one on the back of it as they're trying to work up the ramp, but it works both ways. But this is good for V1. One, to keep this many rifles up, convert the bonus, well, not even convert the bonus, but not get done over on the bonus, so they get to keep these rifles, build on forward. This is going the way that they'd at least want to get themselves back into this here. Opt out early for Yampy, though. That's something we have to keep in mind. The man gets very aggressive. You thought NA gets aggressive? Wait till you see what this guy does. Sometimes it's to his own detriment. But Link's fancying it too. They are pushing every extremity. I'm a little baffled by that. Link gonna overextend and get caught out by Penny, who's gonna punish that happily, just sitting somewhat in a default, considering you still have the Killjoy in mid and you have Astra over towards that B-hall push-up.
I like this. Again, I'm gonna take that kill on A, anticipate a little bit a readjustment from Liquid, but hasn't actually come through. Soulcast still shoulder peeking through to Garage. He's going to catch 2 sets of footsteps, actually. Now, no utility shown. Nano Swarm comes through, and the wall about to go down. That should be the green light for Liquid to try and rotate
Yampy
across to B. Ooh, he does find one. Zelsis will fall.
Huge start. They now know there's more, but he did give up Heaven position, so there might be pressure through that eventually. Now, it does seem as though there's going to be someone trying to fill that gap for now. Yampy going to be kind of turreting between both. And maybe at this point, they're going to have a springboard of Penny, right? They're going to use Penny as their pivot point. They're going to be allowing basically all these rotations to be caught up by him. Yampy's going to lose that up unless he pulls off something filthy. The Finn's known for it, though. But as said, the space garnered by Jammies getting this much room is fantastic. Now Jammy's though gonna let that pass. Penny does find Yampy. That's the punish on rotation through middle. And Liquid have no idea what to do with this now. They're in between no man's land, but Scream bullies his way forward through Jammies. And now there's still a problem to be had here. It's a 3v3 post plant. It ain't over yet.
It's not, and Penny's position would have been noted, so they should come hunting for this, but Soulcast swings out. Scream will trade onto one, but Penny's going to find his fourth there. Cryptic's full Scream, going to invest the res, actually swings through, and Penny will pick up the 5-piece here. Obviously, res excluding. A really, really nice recovery there. Again, I think Liquid anticipating that Penny was still going to rotate through, but he already got himself tucked outside, and unfortunately, Scream couldn't catch him on the cross from ropes. But again, with Jammies creeping through, this is the sort of thing I was talking about yesterday, putting him on that role that initially on Killjoy and then Viper once again, where he can play distance, he can be in that lurk, and he finds so much space. And then just the one-side adjustment, like you said, leaving Penny in mail there, it's basically the round's done for them. They can take all the time in the world.
It's the perfect catch from Penny. That positioning, just punishing the rotations. It's a thing that everyone theory crafted was going to be such an integral piece on Split early on, and it is when you see it like that. Yampy was in the right place. He was doing well with that op, but that's going to be ripped away from him. Not going to be collected or decided to be utilized by V1 at this point. Soulcast does find Penny there. Now, he does receive a lot of damage for it, but this is just Sheriff's Frenzies. There is armor behind it, so it's not a fully light purchase.
It's going to flash up here as... Yampy also has the Blade Storm at his disposal. Soulcast's going to find another one. Effie's finally puts him down. Cryptic's now comes through. The res invested too.
What is going on? What? This is not meant to be this messy. This is scraps. This is bits and pieces. Scream's going to try and tell the boys, get on over towards B, try and catch that cross from CT, which they might be able to do with that ult coming up for Yampy now. Vanity's going to be on point here. He's doesn't quite find what he wanted. A tag's not perfect, but it's going to at least give them the safety on the cross for the spike to get through.
You should run.
Actually, Lockdown going to get invested as well here. Actually, V1 in an awkward position because they got to cross back over, and I don't think they have decent utility enough to do it, actually. Nebula will allow them to do so. Nobody detained on that one. Yeah, but the weapons now could be the deciding factor here for Liquid.
Celsius goes unchecked on, though. This could be massive. The timing's everything. Liquid still looking like a threat here, bear in mind. They double swing towards the back of side. Good work from Cryptix to close out, just making sure it doesn't go astray. But Cryptix and Link, they're going to have to try and deal with this one or put Scream to task. They don't know where these final players are. Effie's warded away slightly, but takes away the player on the defuse. And now timing, they have no idea where Vanity is. They've lost track of him. He's going to try and stop it. Scream still sits and he gets taken away. Excellent play in the end from V1 to get that one back together. That got so dicey in the end, but V1 do convert.
It's unfortunate they didn't manage to get the half defuse off. Vanity down to 24 HP. Finally coming back on, but Soulcast opening things up beautifully on Heaven here. Unfortunately, I mean, as soon as this kill comes through from Cryptix, I'm surprised they didn't swing onto that res. Try and capitalize on that. But again, a lot of damage done. A lot of damage done by Liquid there. Yes, version 1 come out with the round win, but ties things up, but actually, sorry, puts one round ahead for version 1, but going to keep the economy honest for the time being.
If you're looking at the victories in that regard, Liquid would probably be somewhat happy with that round, and they're going to be happy with that sort of thing. Scream, just like a thief in the night, steals the headshot away. Jammies is dead and buried. Now, Yampy's going to re-aggress on the angle, potentially try and retake towards this, but Vanity, 1 HP, all he's got to play with in this. Going to have to back away. Yampy going to hold the angle, fall off slowly, leave Scream to pick it back up now. Trying to deal with these actual spread of threats. Keep in mind, they've had contact towards B, they've had contact towards ramp. There's actually a lot of strain throughout this map.
Yeah, version 1 spread a little thin this round. I mean, Spike still safe, so they can potentially reset towards A main. Especially with Zelsis getting all the way up on ramp right now. If Scream comes back to keep peeking this, you might not have any idea that Zelsis has managed to thread his way all the way up here. The Seeker's going to come through, though, and will reveal his position. Zelsis got to make a move ahead of it, but Scream, wise to it, will land another headshot here. Zelsis falls. Vanity now pushing up ramp.
But of course, Yampy will be peeking this. Oh no. Okay, that's fine. Scream denies Zeppies. Scream's just walking around headshot and everything, man. It's just... how are you meant to deal with that? Vanity's going to make a good attempt of it, but the timing's better for Scream. The op could be recovered if they want it. I think they're going to try and find it real quick for Yampy. They do get it back up. But Scream that round being the MVP, filling the void, filling any gaps that could have been exploited that V1 were looking for. They had a couple of favorable fights that any other player might have won it, but Scream, you know, being Scream.
Angle's just so cheeky. I mean, it's not something you'd ever pre-aim there, especially with the both walls going down, the Viper and the Sage wall. Scream already putting on a show here on Split. Already broken double digits as well. Again, a couple of really important rounds for him. Yampy now. Expect him to start trying to rotate this operator around in the early round. At least go for a couple of different peaks.
Ooh,
version 1 guessing.
Hero rifle coming out. I want to see what he does with it. Soulcast going to be fed information. He got it off the first flash that he threw down towards middle. There was players there, so well aware of the presence and the double stack towards heaven. Scream's in the right place to potentially support this if they did try and convert through mailroom, but have to wait and see if they get anything here. Of course, Effie's the one to be trying to deal the killing blow. They do have some decent armor invested as well, a frenzy or two. Soulcast, gotta be careful on this. This isn't an easy one. Are they gonna flash through the smoke? They are. Yeah, Soulcast goes. It's gonna be a freebie. Scream right beside him. Where's the danger? Anything? No. Soulcast and Scream come together perfectly here. Great usage of the sky flash through the wall. I should have said that prior to him doing that, but you know, it's fine. The initial plan worked well.
That's the beautiful setup, but it is timed to perfection as well. Ultimately, Penny was spotted out, not dealt with, and the remaining players all but revealed, and that hero rifle actually now in the hands of Penny, but down to 3 HP, going to be really difficult for them to recover anything here, and look towards Liquid to try and keep all 5 alive. Like I said, get themselves back in a decent position financially. That's going to stack up.
Player standing. 10 seconds left.
Damn. Well, clean as anything. Bear in mind that this was a hero rifle and a couple of sheriff's bits and pieces. That could be a rifle recovered. Anyone there to take it away? Yes. Ling says, nope.
Nice.
Nothing from this for you, mate. Okay, we go again. Now, keep in mind with Soulcast as well in that sky, it's something that I think we all came to enjoy was those fake flashes he loves to throw out. Whether or not he tried to do that maybe as a sound cue, I don't know.
Right?
Yeah. We'll say it. We'll say it for you. But he has been known to do them, but I love that little pop flash through the smoke. It's a little risky against what could be pistols, but hey, if it gets the confidence building, they start feeling themselves out. And that's the one bonus, I think, of having someone like Scream, right? It's always going to be that grand equalizer. And again, he's in the right place at the right time on the A site as this A hit's potentially coming in. This could be just genuinely Liquid reading pretty well what V1 are trying to do here.
That's going to counter wall here.
I love it. This is huge. Screams down, Links down. Great work on the entry from V1. This is a massive start. Soulcast can do a great flash on this. Pushes it. Doesn't get what he wants, so Effie's remains unblinded by that. The rest were actually pretty caught. Yampy now left alive, but that doesn't matter. It might be time to try and keep that op in play. Because that was the perfect counter wall. Great pressure together. Everyone facing, no one backing away from that. Great work from V1.
Yeah, I gotta say it as well. Soulcast looking to kind of dip his toe before they get full sight control. Maybe a little bit of an overstep. Yes, the flash was good, but should be relayed that there was 4 people that counterwalled over in that scenario. I don't really see him finding enough value to make it worthwhile. Cryptix and Yampy just going to sit all the way back in defensive spawn here. Again, conversely, I mean, minimal investment on a buy round from V1. Outside of that, still got Viper's Pit, still got the Cosmic Divide, still got the Revive. A nice round, and again, a good adjustment. You know, with Scream walling off A main a few times this time, they're set up again once with 5 in the early round, and just able to pick up both of these for free on the back of just the investment of the wall, right? See, right here, I don't think Soulcast ever really finds anything that's worth putting your life on the line for there.
No.
And again, yes, you're faced with the fact that even if he doesn't, they're then faced with a 3v5 retake, but
Welcome to my world.
Where are we investing this? Cryptic's still chilling.
You want to fight it?
Penny gonna work forward. He's gonna springboard off this. Penny just picks up the pace already, though. The divide comes through. Penny gonna take towards the back of the site. They know Cryptix is here, but there is another now lingering around. You got Soulcast by his side. Flash is ready if needed. 2 to the name. Spike gonna go down though straight away. This is a nice old site take coming in. The post plant might be the tricky piece.
Yep. Link does have that Orbital Strike available here. Scream has the revive as well. And a full 5v5 here. You can see V1 trying to reset towards Garage here. Maybe try and play this utility. Actually, the Orbital Strike gets invested in Garage here. Can do a lot of damage, but no kill coming through just yet. Soulcast finally trades and will send out the Seekers.
Yeah, that gives away the mid position that was going to be slowly worked on, trying to be built through in the end. But now already Cryptic's going to be on towards the defuse. You can see it there in the top right of the screen. Keep your eyes on it. Halfway's achieved. Back on towards it. The kills do come through. Effie's with the save, taking down Cryptic's. Great work from him. Soulcast tries to put his life on the line. Denied in the end. Effie's with a huge save.
Really, really nice execution there actually onto B. And it happens so early that Jammies is able to reset all the way back into spawn and get that lineup. So all of the utility invested actually on Liquid on the retake. Yes, it was very coordinated and well synergized, but it's completely negated. First time to see one of these executions come out. Soulcast did really well on site here and picks up the third into main as well, but fortunately the utility is just too strong there in version 1. And Effie's actually gets the fade away there, left vulnerable by the snake bite.
Yeah, B, hello. And that's a name we haven't been saying too much on this op that he's been running. We didn't get to see it too much. And actually, Jammy's on the other side opting for it as well, but already a player down in the form of Penny. It's a little rough, and you can see him falling away. He's got Soulcast still there. Gonna send out the old doggo, see if he can get some info. Gonna see enough, and that actually encourages Scream, if anything, to play through by Rope side. Falls away, and they're getting picked apart here, V1 on these mid takes, down to just 3 now.
I almost feel like they've found way more success with kind of spreading very thin on that default and trying to take these individual pieces of contact. Scream now actually going to have it all to do here. Finds the first, finds the second. Vanity and Zelsis both removed here. Jammy's next in line here. All the way at the top of ramp. Operator in hand. Last man standing for V1.
Position now noted. They're going to close the gap. Scream wants it all. Doesn't quite get it. Jammy's nice. Now he needs to go massive, and that ain't bad. But Yampy's going to say, look, you can have some flash, but I'll get the round. Don't worry about it. We're all back in this one. But what a start to come through. 5-5 now. And I think I'm with you on that. Some of these side takes, you know, when they kind of go for the default and then lean into the side takes, look fantastic. I don't love the mid pieces. They're getting picked off a little here. And Scream just makes this game sound like a musical. I swear to you, the bells just ring way too often. He makes it look so simple.
No, you're breaking a sweat. Look at that. You can crack a smile. All in a day's work for Land Scream. MP going to rotate once again. And here, V1 actually, first time we've seen him lean heavily towards B. The turret's going to go out now. Does that spot Yampy?
He's going to
not going to fire initially. He's got this.
He's sticking this. Yeah, it's great for the first. Zelsis is going to be put down. He knows there's going to be probably more on this one. Those all-in sight hits were working. It's a good read from Liquid, but outdone by Effie's. Big step through from him, and he's been great on some of these moments. That clutch, keep your mind towards that. That's been big work from him, but Cryptic's going to pick up the mantle. Soulcast playing close. Penny's been pretty good on finding Cryptics, though. Let's see how this one now unfolds. Already he's going to start seeing that wrap coming in from the brim as well. Link's cleared all through A. There's no one here. He might be a little bit paranoid about maybe sewer, but that wall almost going to commit in the mine now. 2 more players are going to be here. They've got to know this is the site take.
Scream's actually got a really nice angle over the top of this. If anybody's drifting away from the wall, Cryptics goes unchecked, though. He finds one.
And you could see then the flash. You saw the fake flash from Soulcast to try and set it into play to turn them in towards anti-flash, but Soulcast still going to send one more, catch another. Scream still waiting on top, trying to keep any bit of vision on a pixel out of place. While this happens, Link is on the flank. Great work from Soulcast. Scream by his side. We're down to just Penny now. Needs to find some brilliance here in these moments. A tag on Scream is good, but every second that closes, you're gonna have Link just filling the void. Isolates one, sprays on the second. Scream says no, and Liquid take the lead.
A good recovery there. Again, it was back and forth for a while. Scream had a really, really good spot over the top of the wall coming out of B main. Yeah, that's right. Again, Cryptics are it's unfortunate, really can't find another there and gets traded so quickly. So you got to credit V1 for that. Like you said, I love the setup. The fake flash comes through that tries to make them turn away to open things up for Liquid, but they remain calm through that, close it out, and as you come into the last one, Penny with the Blade Storm, only a Sheriff to boot. Zelsis and Jammies both got their ultimates online as well, so I don't know if version 1 can get into a position to use these. Penny gonna dash straight on.
Close that gap. Yeah, he wants to get into it, but Link's already found him. That's the main threat gone. Now the rest of the pack gonna try and work through, but they look a little lost. And Link's gonna find him a home in the grave, and already down to 3. Vanity, Zelsis, and Jammies. What can they do with this now? Everyone's here. The Killjoy ult does come in, but it's still Link just still popping off at this point. Vanity and Zelsis gonna have to find something out of this. They're gonna get a little bit of room, I guess, but that room's now been taken away. Cryptic's forced off the angle. They might be able to step towards the site, but they desperately want to kill first.
They're really difficult here with Vanity still. Actually, he does have a weapon there. I'm sure he's still opting for the Sheriff there in Hell, but it'd be difficult, really, if Liquid can just remain disciplined and looking at the utility. Perfect.
The timing.
Cryptic steals with him.
Zelsis, that's one. Needed a second. Yampi not going to let him have it. And it's going to be Liquid keeping that advantage going forward. V1, though, I think they are not looking like slouches at all. Some of these pieces have looked quite good, but again, if Scream's having a game, it's hard to get past. And the rest of Liquid also looking pretty solid, but 17 on the half.
Yeah, 17 and 5 for him. Just doing Scream things, honestly. And the way in which we see him play is just isolating these weird little angles time and time again, and also being the one to put the brakes on some of these splits coming through from version 1 that ultimately go in favor of V1. I feel like they could have potentially closed out those rounds with the positions that Scream is playing. In particular, I mean, through ropes and Heaven on 8. Also, when he's flexed onto mid as well, but 7-5 the half. Really now, I mean, the pressure comes on because we know what Liquid are capable of on the attack on split and how coordinated things could be. An early wall going to go down, be dealt with immediately by Liquid.
Yeah.
Now they can drift away. It's a big tool off the table. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, again, keep in mind, I'd say this is a big gateway for V1 to have a longer series, and that's just purely off the map pool. This wasn't one of Liquid's strengths. They've had a couple of losses here for sure. So if you want to see V1 do well, you got to hope that they can pick back up in the second half, reignite that lead. It looks like we're going to be seeing that A piece come through, which means Penny's going to be the one to greet it at the door. You do have the Killjoy on swing, being Zelsis over by Pillar. And Liquid slowly clearing through. Smoke's going to be put down any moment now by Link, I'm sure. And now we wait. Penny gonna actually let the first cross. Great trigger discipline, but gets noted. He now needs to make some play happen. He's just made a meal of it. Gets himself caught up here, and Liquid on the burst looking good. Zelsis is still alive, though. Gonna get a little tag on towards Scream, but it's not enough just yet. He needs more. He still wants the fight on him, wants to isolate, but by now Cryptix finds Effie's. Vanity folds towards Scream, but looking what's alive. We've got a 3v2, make it just one. Link, the last one, standing up against Vanity and Jammies, but a good connection on Vanity gives him a chance. He's got the spike, and he can make a run for it.
No smokes left, but a 1 HP advantage for Link here as he's going to hightail it towards B site. Does have his molly as well, so opportunity for him. Play a little bit of a post-plant position here.
Spike planted.
Jammies now going to hear it come through. Snakebite also on the side of Jammies, but it's going to be really interesting here. Straight up 1v1, and both of them are hurting.
Basically one bullet, maybe two at most each, really. Utility-wise, Molly on Link's side too, so they each have a little piece of utility potentially for this post-plant, but Link has no idea how close Jammies was. Jammies now has to try and clear through this site with so little time and so little information, but you can see him just checking the corners as he goes. First touch, now made. He wants to get to halfway. We know what they're like here. Link with the shoulder peek, gets it. Very calm work from Link there, just making sure on the shoulder, and it will be the first in the second half for Liquid.
And I love that as well. It's rare you ever see a round go like that and then still think, actually, contingency-wise, it's the man in the back lines with the spike, right? You usually expect it to come through, and you want the opportunity to kind of plant the spike in the chaos and have that anchor position opportunity for where Link was playing, but really, really well considered that Liquid will close out the pistol round on their attack. Also a big round for them to pick up.
Anything unique in this? Obviously the utility investment, no surprise, but there it is.
There's a Bucky.
The Bucky. just do it. Go on, Vanity. You're in the right place, right time. Just make it happen. Okay. Oh no, that's an issue. They're gonna now notice. Okay, new angle, new position maybe. Now the rotations come in. They're gonna have 3 players pretty close by. Mid rotation being watched by Link, but clear through towards the side. Vanity still here, gonna try and slow down, isolate a few, and he might have just done that. Yampy a little alone for now. Penny did find Link, so now suddenly they've lost that mid lurk that could have been very helpful late game, and Liquid feeling a little bit isolated here, maybe feeling very cornered in. Vanity waits, and he strikes. One's good, but it's not enough. Cryptics and Scream triple down. They're staying together as pack, and they're reading Zelsis on the flank here. After the pickup on Link, it's predicted, and it's read well. Penny's dead and buried Liquid. Lovely conversion after a little bit of danger was had.
I like that though. Penny dashing all, sorry, not Penny. Yampy dashing all the way to backside there. Again, it causes version 1 to invest a little bit of utility to try and keep Vanity alive in that spot. This is Potter so poetically put, just ratting behind default here with the Bucky. Does find Yampy, but again, completely nullified by the triple swing on site there. Really, really well handled. I think as soon as they get that sound cue, the tendency is for Liquid to want to drift away from Garage, right? And just say, don't go near it. If there's the opportunity that any of them are forced and there's a Bucky in play, don't come into these weird angles where, you know, V1 can sit close and make use of the lesser weapons. But with a disciplined approach, they completely isolate Vanity.
Soulcast just making it a little trickier with the flash, but it's all gravy. Vanity still waiting. Look, these angles, man.
That's a judge
they
now.
Can be nasty. Yeah, exactly. It's just like he's giving himself a couple more to work with, right? So at this point, you've got mid-control toyed with for Liquid. They kind of walked up, went to ropes, fell back. Look how deep V1 are playing this. You still have that stage in Killjoy super deep towards A, leaning back on over towards Heaven, kind of on those fast rotations potentially. And it looks like Liquid, after showing presence in mid, going to fall back towards this B site take.
Soulcast going to clear all these close angles here. Get the information they have a clear path. They're actually going to spot. Damn, he's all the way back behind default here. Yampy has to close the distance here. We'll come through. The flash is good, but no kill comes through. Yampy's going to slip through the net. He's got all the way into the defensive spawn.
Yeah, but they can't hit the brakes here. Jammies gets to have his way with at least 2 of them, but now the trades did come out. Now keep in mind, a bonus round for Liquid. These are rifles and yes, a judge for Vanity, but this is big guns on the line here, and Yampy's position is a problem. Vanity can't get past it. Yampy just beheads him. And now the 2v2. Penny with the instant trade, doesn't want to get it to go away. Cryptics investing the ult on this one. Still on the side, Cryptics finds it. And now it's just Effie's. He clutched out before, he needs to do it again. This could be a disaster for V1. On the rifles, up against Spectres. And Liquid living in the smoke here. Cryptics playing the angle so well, making Effie's work for this. And around he goes. And another angle cut off from him. Yep. There's no way back in. That's all you're going to get here. Effie's has to walk into the trap that they have set. The spam, it ain't bad. It ain't bad, but it does not matter. Effie's needs to back away. It's going to be double digits on the board for Liquid. And this is going to be heartbreak for V1. That was the rifles now gone.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, yeah, Yampy slips through, and ultimately they can't stop. They can't wait for Yampy to do something. And a kill comes through from version 1. At that point, you think if they can regain site control, actually they're not looking in that bad a position. But the trade comes through, and Yampy's able to just run rampant. Run rampant in defensive spawn.
Yeah, this is the one that's the nuisance, isn't it? Yampy making such a light work of the player coming through back on CT. Just and the map control in this post plant, even that late utility coming out from the Viper to deny any way back through. What are you meant to do with that? It was so tricky. But it sounds like we're already off to a bit of a kicker of a start. Straight in is going to be just... Okay, high noon over towards A, I guess. Both of them just facing each other down. We're going to have a 1-for-1 trade out. Bear in mind, though, that Liquid are with the rifles and V1... That's pretty
Vanity,
unlucky.
yeah, he actually had an opportunity to do real damage there. I don't think two members of Liquid are even ready for that peek there. Zelsis already getting upstairs though.
This could be
Stomping
nice.
through, so gonna give away. Yeah, gonna find Link actually on the first. No counter peek, but Scream finally will trade that one out. It comes to a 3v2 in favor of Liquid here. Effie's did upgrade as well, so he's got the Phantom at his disposal.
I don't know if he maybe got that off of one of the players they picked up over towards A. I'm not 100% sure, so I want to see what Effie's monies might be like here, because yeah, maybe they did buy a little more into it. Yeah, heavy armor, I guess, coming out for Penny too, but maybe expecting the ult could come on. But by now, it's a 2v3 trying to play this back in, and Cryptix, once again in these post plants, he is such a huge factor. Look at it. As soon as they think, oh, we can get there, the wall's about to drop. Nope, you're going to take a boatload of damage to do it. Scream still at the back of sight. Flash comes in. Time perpetually being bought in this. Effie's with a great pickup on Scream. And the spike, well, it's not really planted much for Liquid, but Cryptic's having to fight back in. But Effie's again doing so much work, but the time is going to be close on this one.
He's actually got it comfortably. Oh, not sure about that one. Again, a little overzealous to step forward as two at least on Liquid. They could have sent two individuals there just to run the clock down even further at that point. But Effie's puts a big round on the board for version 1 here.
And
on the back
fine. It's just this point, the double up from both of them.
I mean, at that point, they just need to buy, well, what is it, 1.92 seconds left on the defuse, right? They just need to buy another second or two. So in that scenario, don't stack up. Send two 1v1s. Make it as difficult as possible. Make Effies dig you out of those positions.
And hey, we're not going to say that Liquid don't occasionally make these kind of shaky mistakes on occasion. They definitely have, and we have seen it cause some problems down the line. I think for now, if V1 find more of those, as the desk highlighted, if they can kind of pressure and find some of these pressure points that will hurt Liquid and kind of, I guess, worm their way into it, it's a huge, huge moment for them to strike on it. But at 6-10, they have to keep this going now. That was the first kind of chip in the armor I think we've seen now potentially show, but it was one mistake. At 6-10, the ultimate invested there as seen, still in towards middle, going to make this trickier. And a lean towards A coming out from the attacking side.
Obviously, with Jammy's investing his ultimate in mid here, going to cut off entire lane. And still two players actually. Scream going to send some slow orbs over, and that should be enough information for V1 to send one extra. Yampy trying to close the gap here. Zelsis finds a nano swarm as well. The Seekers go out, going to give away the information on site, but Vanity still finds a kill from there.
That's so well held in the end. Now Solkas and Scream quickly trying to grab what they can. Rez comes out, Yampy's on his feet, but here comes the counterplay through, and Effies and Jammies, they're not letting that slip. Jammies, considering he had to step into this, has been doing really well for himself.
And actually, that one puts Liquid back in a very precarious position in terms of their economy. Zelsis loves that. Actually popping both nano swarms as part of the spray transfer, just all the way through there.
How fantastic.
Really, really good stuff. And actually a really good adjustment there from Zelsis to come back and find the opportunity to put the lockdown in. Obviously, Yampy desperate to close the distance towards screens there and basically make use of that time where it's potentially only one or two members of V1 on a site. Penny goes hunting in mid, actually. A swing and a miss.
Yeah, but a loud answer back, though. So they know there's a great deal of presence working up through middle. Soulcast can't quite find as much as he'd want from that, but looking at this as the Judge and a Spectre, armor behind it, so it's not a complete just eco. This is a little bit of a force up to an extent. Slow's fantastically placed, going to bide time and keep Liquid from having any quick start to this.
Effies and Jammies both stacked up here now, and actually it's a 3 if you include Penny as well, now holding down Garage with the operator. Liquid waiting for somebody to give something away. Yampy now actually going to come through the double cloudburst and the dashes. Got himself all the way into hell with this Judge here. Can potentially do damage, but again, Jammies and Effie's playing distance here. Jammies going to swing back around. He finds the 3-piece.
fantastic again from Jammies, just filling the gap when needed. No threats being allowed to be built up here. Good control, even after the back of what could have been Yampi slipping through the lines again. No problem, they keep cool under pressure. V1 really making a case for themselves now. We're back towards the build-up here. No threats to be made for Liquid in that round, and V1 stabilizing. Keeping those guns up, trying to keep that money building in the right direction. At 8 to 10, they are on the doorstep now.
Oh, indeed. Of this, the fact that Jammies and Effie's just come back and play distance, and then as soon as Yampi's down, it's like, yeah, we can come back. We'll recontest heaven here. Jammies does so well. Find all three here. Well, the trade finally comes through, but at that point, round all but done. See here was what Liquid can get going. Is a full purchase come through. Orbital strike available as well. Just one member over towards A. Everybody else leaning between Sushi and Garage. Actually, a slight readjustment here on the side of V1 as well. You've now got Zelsis over towards A, and that triple stack once again. Let's see. All the way in A heaven here with the Viper will set up as well. So a couple of key bits of information for Liquid there to see if they can decipher that and make use of it.
"48 seconds. Here comes the util. See what they can clear out on this one already. There's the orbital strike coming in as well. You highlighted earlier. Yampi gets found straight away, though. Zelsis says a big fat no, you're not getting in this time. And the rest of the four are just kind of sitting back here waiting for that start. But V1, they've got a great grip on this. Vanity on the swing, that's bold. Does get linked for his trouble, but it opens up the chance for a response. But Zelsis on heaven gets ripped on down from those rafters. And we leave it in a 2v2, but Penny's still on the site. He's got the op to hand. Now, does this force him off the angle? Not just yet. 12 seconds.
No way.
You're gonna walk through this. Penny! That is full NA work right there. All flash and the round probably to follow. Cryptix
No
falls.
way.
That is a big boy play coming out right there from Penny.
And again, just probably wildly unexpected as well for it to be Penny with the operator to full swing. As soon as that wall goes up, it allows both of them, Jammies and Penny, to set up behind it. And what a shot as well. I mean, you called it as well. The utility setup was perfect. Again, the sort of thing we've come to expect of Liquid in recent times here. Beautifully done. But there's four people just sat inside Garage, just not really able to follow up on any of that chaos created on site.
And here's the reminder for the European players who've played North Americans at LAN before. Those smokes ain't walls. They're gonna walk through them. The smoke criminal got his name for a reason. What's that filthy game on the screen? Huh? Is that...
what is that?
What? That's Killjoy, at least. I don't know what that is. Ah, there's Valorant. Nice, nice. But tag timeout coming in. And we kind of have to then speak to the bigger picture of what this means, because V1 have had all the answers. There's been a look, and it's forced the timeout from Liquid. And if you're a player, right, there is something to be said. There is something to be said about forcing a timeout from the opponents to come out, right? Because you know that you're in their heads now.
Yeah.
You know that you've got those answers.
Yeah, when it's the other team that has to say, guys, right, we've got to take a breather. Especially when, honestly, the start of this half, 3 rounds for Liquid, probably the best possible start, especially with the way in which they came out. But to then come back with Effie's closing out that round, we honestly said it's been the downfall to then cost them a further 3 rounds. Now, obviously, within touching distance of tying things up here. Look at it as, I mean, Cryptix 1 away from his ultimate screen, 1 off the revive. On the side of version 1, it's been honestly great ultimate management here, just on rotation. A couple of key pieces. I mean, Zelsis resetting for that lockdown over actually after kind of dipping his toe and finding enough value to make it worthwhile and able to escape with his life. other than that, there's not been an awful lot of investment from version 1. They haven't had to. And this was something we talked about before this series even started, was whether or not version 1 can make it puggy, make it very fast and loose. And really, you know, if they play slippery enough, Liquid are going to struggle to get a good control.
They've broken the money, and they're about to potentially get all even. NA fans, your boys are playing their hearts out for you right now, so you better be behind them already. People wrote off this team, and to an extent, I don't necessarily blame you, but Penny is making a damn good case for why you should be backing these boys going forward. Already the first pick in this round. Now, bear in mind, yeah, it's light armor and a couple of sheriffs, but that can always pose a threat. And it looks like a pinch towards A, possibly, maybe trying to aim towards Heaven, but you can already see that util's in the way.
The Viper's bit here cutting off a lot of... Hey, man, Cryptic's set up to deal with any members of V1 that decide to push through. Again, that Killjoy utility. The safety net just in case Liquid go exploring in ropes, and it does just that. I'm going to send Soulcast and Link elsewhere. Two players playing very deep. I mean, Vanity very exposed here, but Effie's now picking up the slack in B Heaven. He doesn't have to necessarily worry about that too much. Zelsis now curious as to what it was, and we'll find the spike on the back of Scream now. That's going to pull out the rotation, but they can't keep control of it for the time being. Leans back on Soulcast and Link to really make something happen from Mail here. They're going to spot out Penny here and maybe just try and isolate this 2v1.
Penny, I don't know if he's going to look too fussed by this. He's been kept so cool during this entire game. He's not looked threatened at all. Vanity, great control towards Heaven. And V1 keep it clean. It's everything they'd have wanted. And we are back all even. 10-10. We got a game on our hands, Hypok. I was a little worried this might have been either, you know, Liquid just walking through. No, V1 have woken the hell up. And that is a prime gaming flawless round for you right there. Kicked off by Penny, looking formidable in this entire matchup. Zelsis denying any of those threats. And look at this control just coming out. No threat, no worries. Lovely adjustment. Good work from Vanity. Now, again, coming back into this, Liquid should be... I don't know where their money's at. They should be back on the buy. They've been light purchasing every now and then. I want to see what they can be. Yeah, they'll be fine in this one. But no build-up off the back. We have the op-out for Yampi. I wonder where they take this now.
Actually, not even taking a very active angle there at the start. I guess anticipating Penny once again. He's shown a lot of presence with that operator on B Garage, and Yampi, you can see, cautious of it at least. Soulcast gonna pay, maybe try and find an entry onto B here after the operator was not noted, but already now Penny rotating over, and again it's going to be 3 members of V1 for Liquid to deal with. And will he swing? He does actually swing out. This is the thing. As soon as he finds an opportunity, he's going to punish Liquid.
He's
and now he can just keep doing it.
You know he's going to double dip.
He can keep doing it.
You know he wants to so badly. Yampi is waiting, but now Yampi has to watch this smoke wall because Penny's been walking through him. Penny now waiting patiently on the back lines. Look, maybe it is going to be Penny S for the rest of this tournament. I don't care. Give him the S on the name. And he's going to find another. No. That's a second. Make it a third for me. Let's go. Not now. Soulcast finds him this time. But already so much damage done.
The Seeker's going to go out. It's going to reveal Zelsis in hell for the time being. But Vanity just swings out.
Is he alive? Okay. Whew. I don't know how he stayed alive that long, but then the ultimate's going to come down because Zelsis and Jammies are flying in on it. 10 seconds now. It's just down to Scream. Somehow, V1 deny it again. It's 11 on the board.
I don't know how they still looked in total control there. Liquid able to close the distance, get up and play very close contact. And ultimately, once again, like I said, as soon as Penny kind of figures out that Liquid assumed this Viper wall gives them the safety, it really doesn't. And right here, I mean, Penny finding Yampi as well on, I guess, something you wouldn't consider even being an angle here. I'm getting a little bit worried now. If Penny can keep finding value with the operator, and this isn't even off the rip. It's not even as soon as the spawn barrier drops. That was on the back of him rotating all the way over and being first contact. Once again, Penny gonna find Screen to open this round up.
Round is with pistols, a little bit of armor behind it, but this would be the 12th on the board, which could be huge here. This is V1's map choice. We did highlight earlier how this balances out. But the turnaround from V1 here, after being in the pocket of Team Liquid for a little bit of time, is impeccable for them. This is going to be a huge benefit, and Penny can't play this wrong, it looks like. He's in the right place at the right time again. And yeah, that's going to be another. Penny lines him up, drops him down. Penny is having a series, and it's only map 1. 3 more potential targets for him to find. And why not go for it? Ult now invested as well. He can just wait. It's all his. Cryptix does find jammies, so the site's looking a little bit pressured now. Penny desperate to get involved as the rest of the strain comes through towards Heaven on those rafters. And Penny gonna springboard on forward, but Vanity gonna put it towards 12. V1 1 round away now from closing out map 1.
And achieving, in my opinion, their biggest win condition of the series overall. Is getting map 1 under their belt. And I'll be honest, with how the first half went, for version 1 to respond like this on their defensive half has been so brilliant to watch. Penny, just the stars aligning for him. Every time he rotates, he's finding a fresh angle, and Liquid are just leaning into it every single time.
This time, Yampi denies. Quicker on the trigger, gonna find it, and Liquid with the player up. Now, Vanity gonna try and do the same. They've got a little bit of room to play with. The double down from Vanity! Out of nowhere! Suddenly, Liquid lose one of their limbs, just taken away over towards that B hit. Spikes down at the back side of things. This is a problem now. This could be V1 closing after the back of that answer.
Yampi and Soulcast slowly making their way towards ramp, but already look at the bodies from V1 they've thrown over here. Zelsis and all his utility and the lockdown at their disposal. They're playing so deep right now. They're literally rent-free in Liquid's head. They want them to push. They want them to make mistakes. They want them to have to run the clock down and clear all of these close angles.
Liquid have to do this step by step. They've got to get towards these sites, but there's players in every single corner. As you said, playing it so smart. Vanity gonna watch Yampi make the cross, but Yampi does not care. Finds Vanity, needs more though. Soulcast on the push, gets it. Liquid digging deep on this one. Soulcast finds it when needed. 12 to 11, it ain't over yet. I ain't singing and Liquid ain't done. They have one more round to go to drag it to OT, and V1 get one more shot to close it out in map 1.
It's beautiful there for Soulcast to remain in heaven and be the one to shut down
One enemy remaining.
Zelsis' ultimate. It's just fantastic work from them. Yampi does what he needs to, gets down and dirty, digs Vanity out of hell. But this right here is brilliant stuff from Soulcast. Actually comes through and finds the second. I'm amazed he finds the second actually after the information of the first, but 12-11 now for Liquid to force overtime in map 1.
Smoke down.
Patience is key in Vanity. You wouldn't do it again, would you? Cryptix, Yampi, Scream, they're all there. And Vanity waits. He gets down 1. He's going to get a freebie, but he's going to be instantly traded out, and it's going to be go time. On the other side, there's going to be Jammy. He's going to find Scream, and he's now so ready. Utility invested towards the site. There's no quick plant from this. It's going to be Liquid down to just 3. Cryptix, Soulcast, Link. Zelsis... Link? What just happened towards Mailroom then? I do not know, but Penny still waits. The raid boss from up above. But now look, roll your minds back. Remember when Penny was the player that pinched the rotations from Mailroom? It's Link's turn to try and do it, to keep this rotation safe. The spike is going towards A as we speak, and it's going to be down to Link. If they do just try to go through mid, he's got to hold them back. Penny, Penny cracks it open, and now it's just down to the last 2, Cryptix and Soulcast. Spike on the way now, should be able to get planted, and Soulcast can get a deeper post-plant position.
Cryptix has both snake bites as well, so if he could reset into a position where there is a lineup available, then it relies on Soulcast really taking very close contact.
Oh, they're playing him in.
This is
This
beautiful.
could be so nice. Soulcast, this is so much pressure on this man's shoulders, though. 2 players coming around this side. They don't check it well enough. And Soulcast just obliterates 2 of them. Penny can do nothing but die, and Liquid are not dead yet. We're going to OT.
A huge round delivered on the back of Cryptix and Soulcast. Fantastic work from them. to close that one out, tie things up, takes us to overtime. And version 1, I gotta say, right there, I mean, Liquid responding perfectly to the fact that actually we're gonna lean heavier towards, you know, mid and heaven to try and cut this off, but 2 massive kills. A little sloppy on the double peak there, I'm not gonna lie, but great work nonetheless. You can see what it means to them to take this one the distance so far in map 1. A scream seal of approval on that one.
He's up, dude. He's loving it. He's like, I see headshots, I awake. Here he goes. And now at 12-12, we know how it works. 2 in a row, you get it. Straight back in though, Liquid gonna be in the right place, potentially the right time. 3 players stacked towards A. Yampy gonna be re-peeking down to this, but Penny has been having a game. Isolated this time though, forces Yampy to take the shot and gives himself the angle.
And again, we see this utility invested towards A main, the Molly and Viper utility try and cut off, create a one-way angle actually, but Vanity doing his thing elsewhere on the other side of the map, and actually that's going to draw version 1 to rotate back through sewers. They're going to leave one member over there. Jammy's going to sit tight for the time being. Version 1 just desperately looking for something here. Looking for Liquid to give something away. Oh, did they both spot? They did indeed. Yampy, unfortunately, doesn't get it on the repeat there. But you know what happened previously with Jammy's in this lurking role and how much space he was able to find. And this is it. They're going to bring, actually on the back of Yampy peeking. It's a 3-man stack.
It is, and so much information off the back of Soulcast reaggressing through B halls. They can kind of clear main, and Yampy missed the first 2, but the third's just fine. There is still pressure coming down, though, and it will eventually come through mid, but Soulcast might get the flank, but now he focused towards the site. Keep that in the back of your minds. Is still waiting on the site is Cryptix. He's got the support from Link that gets found. 10 seconds remain, and nothing's coming through. Vanity needs to find this with 9 seconds. Scream says no. It's 13 now for Liquid. One more, and map 1 is theirs. If not, we go again.
And again, just a perfect response after Liquid are able to put the brakes on that momentum built on version 1. Was it 7-round streak for them? Comes through here, and again, just composure from Team Liquid here to sit in formation.
10 seconds left.
Again, hold on to this stack on A as well. You see a brilliant adjustment though from version 1. As soon as they see Yampy, they know he's going to back away. He's not going to play close contact with their operator, and they lean heavy back towards basically an all-out hit onto A.
But version 1's defensive side was so good. Jammy's clutching out, Zelsis with the damage, Penny being everywhere. Don't think it's over yet. Liquid was struggling on this half for a while. Already, Link slipped through a little, but Liquid have mid, but what does that really get you in this point?
Well, question comes out. I mean, actually, the biggest problem for Liquid was Penny obviously purchasing that operator, and here in overtime, he's actually opted for the Phantom and the armor. Obviously, we know Yampy ran that glass cannon, so to see how Liquid readjust towards that, whether they're not going to stack up for a coordinated hit here. They posted Link up in ropes. You can see them as 4 creep towards Garage. Should be able to make better use of the Viper wall here, though, because it's not going to be Penny swinging out on the back of it.
Yeah, but there's still Vanity. There's still so many others. This isn't just the one-man show. Vanity's going to show you as to why. Yampy already going to be found. And now Liquid seeming to do the same again. Let's see if it makes any difference. They can't back away from this. They've got 19 seconds. They need Link to be huge in this moment. He's found Zelsis. He's opened up heaven, but they need to make this hit count. 10 seconds. It's all they've got to work with. They still haven't cleared the site. Vanity, he's still going to get 1. Effie's finds Link, and Effie's gets another. 3 seconds. They've let it go to waste. Scream can just chill this out. That's going to be a kill. It doesn't matter. We go again.
I can't believe it. It comes down to literally the type of round we were talking about being Liquid's demise in the past. The clock runs out. A moment's hesitation on the back of Vanity finding this kill. Again, just off the sound cue. The thing is, Soulcast is so close. It's a slight readjustment on the timing there on the utility. Again, here, able to find this kill as the plant tries to come through. It's the utility off by a split second. We go again.
Tactical timeout in OT. Oh. Interesting. At this point, I feel like Liquid struggling to convert that round. There's been so many times they've gone for that strat and it doesn't work out, with or without that op, right? Like that's the scarier part now, is they didn't break it even though Penny didn't have the op in play. There was still so many problems there for them that they still have to address that. They still have to get past that here. Obviously not in this round, they'll be starting out on the defending side, but again, they still have to work out a way to break it. And it's then you look for V1, right? I don't know, I mean, V1's attacking side hasn't necessarily been bad, Hypok.
No, it hasn't. I think really start kind of getting into a groove, and like I said, Penny really getting his head into a position where, you know, stars were able to align. He was able to be in the right place at the right time. That's the reason you see here on the timeline, V1 were able to string together so many rounds.
Is this all in A?
It's looking like it, and they've done this a couple of times, right, to respond to Scream showing very early presence. We'll have to see how it works out for them here.
Yeah, it is. Again, last time they just barreled through this, get your gun out already. Scream gets overrun. Penny, so pacey on it. Link, two. The third, no, not going to help on Zelsis. Has to just bullishly work his way back in, but the site's going to be taken. Scream getting caught with just utility in hand. Uncharacteristic for sure. Spike now planted. It's retake time already.
3v3 though. Again, the damage done actually. Talk about the HP and the utility on the side of V1. Jammy's actually has to avoid some of that, but we'll get flashed as well. Soulcast's going to swing. The first goes in favor of Liquid here.
Great utility usage, clearing all these angles. Look at this. Effie's now forced to fight. This is brilliance coming out. Zelsis called upon. They need him to deliver and he can't do it. Soulcast on the clear in the end, but between him and Cryptix, that utility work was absolutely paramount.
And it comes down once again to the composure. They stay cool, calm, collected. Well thought out retake there. And the precision. So well done. Isolate both players here. Initially, Jammy's in hell. And again, we read that as soon as it happened, but Link goes huge to find those first 2 kills. Honestly, that's the thing that kept it possible for Liquid. If he goes down there, doesn't find anything, it's a 5v3. And then V1 can flex out. They can play very proactive in the post plant. They don't have to set up this defensive wall to kind of, you know, run the clock down offensively.
But here's been the sticking point for Liquid. They've looked pretty decent on that half, but now coming back in, they struggled on those B takes. They'd been red every single time. The utility was better than anything we'd seen before. Now, I wonder if they try and give away this concept that they're going to go for that B piece again. If they use Soulcast to maybe show that utility over towards B, but then go for this A hit. That's what I'm going to wait for. It looks like they're trying to indicate, yes, there's going to be that same rinse and repeat B piece. However, the answer is that Vanity's actually posted up close towards this. But here comes the hit towards A. A bit of a fake hit comes out. But now Yampy, he's dead and buried, but the trade comes in for Cryptix. That's not over just yet, but Penny's in the back of the site. They haven't checked on Pillar. Penny could run rampant with this. That's going to be 1, 2. Oh, it's all Penny's! 3 out of nowhere. And he's going to sit it. They know that Soulcast is a mile away. And Penny is just bailing V1 out time and time again.
This man has been insane across this entire map. Single-handedly putting that round on his back. And actually at the point where Zelsis again finds a kill ahead of the B before they even get onto site through a smoke, I'm pretty sure. But right here, Penny plays his life perfectly. Look at them line up. A massive round for V1.
And I rolling it even back prior to that, I liked what Liquid were trying to sell, the fake off the back of just the utility of Soulcast, but it didn't work out. Penny, man, what a play from him. That could have been such a bad round, potentially, if they'd overly read into that util, but no. Penny just bailing him out. But as said, we go back in now. 16 is the goal. And I see someone walking straight down middle, and it's Yampy. The Finn needs to be ice cold, and he's not. Effie's outdoes him. Soulcast has to back away. This is a big start now. Soulcast quick flash going to try and slow down the hit. Puts down the util to get the full information and see if they're committing. Didn't get everything he wanted, but a quick glimpse is all he's going to get, and the lean back towards A after that pick.
Link's still in position here, but he's got a lot to do to put the slow on this, and actually the molly's going to force all 4 players up, and V1 actually on the fly now. Look at this, the audible score, but Soulcast in a position to punish it. Will get traded out. Still 1 player on B site though. Brings it to a 4v3 in favor of V1. They're running rings around them, Lauren. It's the double pump. Look at Zelsis.
It's the double pump. Oh no, it's the drive-by. Oh no, have they overcooked it? Have they absolutely overcooked this? They might have. That's gonna be the spike.
No way.
Oh no, the double pump's gone wrong, Hypoc. We'll talk this through if it does actually go this way. Penny now noted. Link's done so much work, and Penny has to do it again. He's got to find some room for the gun barrel. It's too big, the smoke criminal. Too big for his boots as Jammies is now in a 1v3. Finding the first would have been the gateway. It gets shut down. Liquid. Holy.
How? I don't believe it. It looked like version 1 were just going to play mind games there, and it's working so well for them. Soulcast actually gets traded out so quickly. I thought he was going to be able to absolutely destroy version 1 in that scenario. They come through, they throw down the wall and be heaven, anticipating that Liquid have already. Look at that drive-by. I didn't even see that.
Even Yampy hit him. Even Yampy's done. Yampy's just like, all right.
No
my
way,
bad.
man. No way. That is brilliant.
The double pump. It's been a minute. But we go back through Liquid on 15 by hook or by crook. I couldn't tell you. But now, this is where the issues once again really started for Liquid. They could not break V1 on the defending side. Hopefully get some audio on this. There it is. Better late than never. Penny. Felt like a second away from that headshot coming in, but backs away.
And 2 players noted actually now. No pivot elsewhere from Yampy and Cryptic. Still playing pretty deep inside A main, but of course Effie's actually going to invest the wall to cut off. Yeah, so they are reading this correctly. At least that it's an A hit, but look at this. With the wall going down, Penny's going to drift away. Effie's now playing very deep in heaven. This could leave Jammies on an island.
Could. Depends if Effie's feels like he can play back into this. It looks like there's trying to be a bit of aggression from Yampy pushing into the space, which now does mean, yes, that island becomes very apparent, and he's noted. Yampy knows where he is. Now, he can't quite deal with him himself. He might try to. High flash comes out, and I don't think it was even popped on that. A fake flash finds Jammy. Scream's gonna get it. Penny, though, tries to overextend, and Link punishes. Zelsis, Vanity, and Effie's now tasked with trying to save the day. The switch up finally comes out. Scream to find Zelsis. It's Effie's and Vanity. Spike now down, a 2v5. It's gonna be a tall task. The first step is taken. Utility instantly put down, though. Vanity trying to clear out the back of site. This could be a really good idea. This now maybe causes problems for 2 of the players. Effie's gets to step in, but he has to do something unthinkable here. The attention gets drawn. Vanity finds 2. It's still game on until Link says no. Team Liquid somehow pull this away from V1. I genuinely believe that comeback was happening, but Team Liquid stand tall in map 1.
Fantastic. I mean, if you followed European Valorant at all, you know just how important a victory like this, in the manner it was, putting the stop on that momentum, remaining composed and closing this map 1 out. It's a massive performance from a few individuals, and really I was looking towards, I guess in the pre-show, players like Penny to step up. Absolutely did. Absolutely did in that map. And, you know, shout out Effie's as well. Some of those individual round performances on the back of, you know, Effie's and Penny alone is just a fantastic look for version 1.
And I know that we don't talk about Scream because we just expect this level of excellence that, of course, he always seems to bring, and he had a great series too. I think overall, in the nicest way, I know we hammer home the concept of NA, EU this, whatever, it doesn't matter. That was a good game of Valorant between the two teams. V1, it was their map pick. They got taken all the way there, but eventually Liquid did push through. Again, though, this is a best of 3. We've got more to come, and I can't wait to get there. So I do feel as though hopefully the analyst desk is going to be ready to go on this, because I don't even want to be on camera. I want to get away from this. I want to get to the desk, which means we get closer to the game. That's how it works, right? Caster stop talk, analyst start game. Do you
Something
believe
like
that. One,
Something like that. Well, we don't have the button today. It's Golden Boy, I heard, so...
Oh, Golden Boy's got it. All right, well, hopefully he's going to get that one locked in and ready to go. Once I get the go-ahead that they're ready to take this, we'll be throwing it on over there for them to break down everything because, I mean, I was blown away by just some of the overtime adaptations, let alone what we were seeing mid-game. So many different looks coming out from these two here, Hypok.
Yeah, it was, and ultimately, I think, again, if we come back to that discussion of win conditions, this here is fantastic for Liquid to come out in their first game here in the studio, in the arena, and remain composed and not really go towards the choking that we've seen in the past, I'll be honest. Even with this new roster and them coming from strength to strength recently, this is a fantastic, a huge positive for Liquid.
And look, I'm a big fan of Valorant, and everyone who's tuning in is, and I'm sure some more than others are the people on the desk waiting to break this down. There's so many key moments that I can't wait for them to take you through. So once they're ready after the break, we'll be heading right back towards them.